There is a terrifying possibility that you have lived this exact moment before. Not once, not twice, but infinite times. Look at your hands. Look at the device you are watching this on. Does it feel strangely solid? Or is there a faint, static hum behind your eyes? A whisper suggesting that you have sat in this chair, felt this exact boredom, and clicked on this specific video 1,000 times already. Most people will click away right now. They will feel a sudden, inexplicable irritation, a tightness in the chest, or a heavy fog rolling over their mind. That is not boredom. That is a security mechanism. We call it the skip reflex. It is the biological firewall designed to keep you asleep in the loop. If you are feeling that urge to leave, it is proof that your soul is trying to remember something your brain is programmed to forget. Stay. Push through the friction. Friedrich Nietzsche called it ewige Wiederkunft, the eternal return. The ancients carved it into stone as the Ouroboros, the serpent eating its own tail. They were not speaking in metaphors. They were leaving a warning. They understood that linear time is the greatest deception ever orchestrated. You believe you are moving forward into the future. But what if you are merely walking in a circle, retreading the same footprints you left just moments ago in the cosmic scale? Consider the sensation of déjà vu. The medical establishment tells you it is a misfiring of neurons, a glitch in short-term memory processing. This is a comforting lie. The truth is far more unsettling. Déjà vu is not a glitch, it is a leap. It is the moment the heavy curtains of your current reality part just enough for you to see the backstage. It is your consciousness catching up to the script it has already acted out. You are not learning, you are remembering. Every heartache, every failure, every moment of bad luck you have suffered was not random chaos. It was a rehearsed scene. And unless you learn how to spot the camera, unless you learn the physics of the time loop we are about to decode, you are condemned to repeat this script until the end of time. The exit door is hidden, but it is not locked. Let us find it. To understand the cage, we must first strip away the scaffolding of your perception. You have been trained to view time as an arrow, a straight line shooting from the past into the future. This is a sensory illusion, a user interface designed for the brain to navigate 3D space. But nature knows no straight lines. Look at the planets, the seasons, the blood moving through your veins, or the very structure of the atom. Everything moves in arcs, cycles, and circles. Why would your life be the only exception? Itzhak Bentov, in his exploration of the wild pendulum, understood that consciousness operates on a curvature. Imagine your life not as a road, but as a vinyl record. The entire song, the intro, the chorus, the fade-out, exists simultaneously on the disc. It is already pressed. It is finished. But you, the needle, can only read one groove at a time. You experience the song as a sequence, a flow of moments. You think the next note is being created now, but it has been waiting for you since the beginning of the pressing. This is the physics of the trap. You are the needle, trapped in the groove of a song you have already recorded. This is why Thoth and the ancient hermetic traditions warned that time, as you perceive it, does not exist. It is a spatial dimension you are traversing blindly. The tragedy is not that the record is playing. The tragedy is that when the song ends, the needle doesn't lift. It resets. This explains the existential fatigue you feel right now. Check your body. Do you feel a heaviness behind the eyes? A weariness that sleep cannot touch? That is not physical exhaustion. That is the vertigo of the soul. Deep down, the observer within you is nauseous from the spinning. You are tired of the drama, the heartbreak, and the struggle, not because they are difficult, but because they are redundant. You have solved these problems before, yet here you are, handing in the same homework assignment for the 1000th time. Let us descend into the darkest thought experiment ever conceived. It is a test designed to break the mind of the sleeper and wake the spirit of the master. Friedrich Nietzsche called it das größte Schwergewicht, the heaviest weight. Imagine this. Tonight, in your loneliest loneliness, a demon creeps into your room and whispers a secret into your ear. He says, "This life as you now live it and have lived it, you will have to live once more and innumerable times more. There will be nothing new in it, but every pain and every joy and every thought and sigh and everything unutterably small or great in your life will have to return to you, all in the same succession and sequence." Pause. Let that sink into the marrow of your bones. He is not threatening you with hellfire. He is threatening you with this. The breakfast you ate this morning, the argument you had last week, the job you tolerate, the dreams you postponed. The demon says the hourglass of existence is turned over again and again, and you are merely a grain of sand running through the same neck, unaware that you have fallen this way 1,000,000,000 times before. How does your body react to this prophecy? Do you feel a sudden crushing weight in your chest, a desire to throw yourself down and gnash your teeth and curse the demon who spoke thus? Or have you once experienced a tremendous moment where you would answer him, "You are a god, and never have I heard anything more divine"? Most people are terrified. They are terrified because they are sleepwalking. They are what the Gnostics called hylics, material beings reacting mechanically to the world. If someone insults you, you get angry. If it rains, you get sad. If you are hungry, you eat. You are a biological machine governed by cause and effect. And because you are a machine, your output is predictable. If you input the same stimulus into a machine, you get the same response forever. This is the demon's trap. He is not punishing you. He is revealing that your passivity is the prison. As long as you react to life rather than act upon it, you are mathematically guaranteed to repeat it. You are not living. You are being lived. The loop is powered by your lack of consciousness. The demon is waiting for you to stop acting like a character in a movie and start acting like the director. Why is the loop so difficult to break? Why, even when you know a relationship is toxic or a habit is destructive, do you find yourself drawn back into it like a moth to a flame? It is not because you are weak. It is because your biology is an accomplice to your prison. Your physical vessel, this biosuit you inhabit, is engineered for survival, not for enlightenment. And to the primitive brain, survival equals familiarity. Your nervous system operates on a principle called homeostasis. It seeks to maintain a stable internal environment. Over years of repeating the same emotional reactions, anger at traffic, anxiety about money, fear of rejection, you have etched deep neural grooves into your brain. Think of water running down a hill. Eventually, it carves a canyon. Once the canyon is formed, the water has no choice but to flow there. Your thoughts are the water. The loop is the canyon. This is the biocircuitry secret that keeps the matrix intact. You are not just thinking negative thoughts, you are chemically addicted to them. When you feel bored or at peace, your body literally goes into withdrawal. It craves the cortisol, the adrenaline, the familiar cocktail of stress that defines you. You consciously want freedom, but your cellular biology is screaming for the cage. This creates a violent friction between the soul and the body. The soul is a voyager, desperate for expansion. The body is an anchor, desperate for sameness. This is why trying to change often feels physically painful, like a tightening in the gut or a fog in the head. It is your biology fighting to pull you back into the groove of the record. You are fighting a war against your own physiology. To escape the eternal return, you must first break the addiction to your own history. Now we must confront the anomaly. If the loop is seamless, if the biological recording is perfect, why do you remember? What is that jarring sensation when you walk into a room and know precisely what will happen next? Science dismisses déjà vu as a synaptic misfire, but in the context of the holographic universe, there are no errors, only feedback loops. Déjà vu is not a memory of the past. It is a scar from a timeline you just abandoned. Consider the quantum immortality hypothesis. Quantum mechanics suggests that for every possible outcome, a universe exists. Imagine you are driving. A car swerves. In this reality, you brake just in time. You survive with a racing heart. But in a parallel branch of the probability wave, you didn't brake. You died. The screen went black. But consciousness, the primary field, cannot experience non-existence. So where does the signal go? It skips. Like a needle jumping a scratched groove, your awareness instantly reroutes to the nearest timeline where the body is still viable. You wake up in the survival timeline, shaken, confused, perhaps with a phantom pain in your chest or a sudden ringing silence in your ears. That sensation of, I have been here before, is true. You were here seconds ago until the script ended abruptly and the system forced a respawn. This transforms déjà vu from a quirky trivia fact into a horrifying evidence of the cage. It suggests you may have died dozens of times, only to be seamlessly stitched back into the simulation to finish the lesson. The glitch is the only moment the continuity editing fails. It is the only moment the observer separates from the actor. When you feel that eerie dissociation, do not shake it off. That is the vibration of the timeline collapsing. You are standing at the junction of life and death, witnessing the machinery of the eternal return resetting the stage for you. So, how do you escape a closed circle? You cannot simply walk forward, for in a loop, forward eventually leads back to the start. To exit a spinning record, you need something violent. You need centrifugal force. You need to generate enough internal velocity to create a tangent, a straight line that shoots off from the curve and into the unknown. The mystics of the fourth way called this the shock. The universe does not allow you to drift into awakening. You must jolt yourself out of the groove. The method is deceptively simple, but biologically terrifying. You must become unpredictable. Your reality is constructed by your habits, your coffee order, your commute route, the reaction to an insult, the time you go to bed. These are the coordinates that lock you into your current timeline. The matrix predicts your future by analyzing your past. As long as you remain consistent, you remain trapped. To break the algorithm, you must introduce chaos data into your daily existence. Start small, but start immediately. If you always sleep on the right side of the bed, sleep on the left. If you always drive the same route, take the long way. If you usually remain silent during a conflict, speak. If you usually yell, whisper. These micro-rebellions seem insignificant, but they are seismic. They signal to the universal operating system that the program is no longer running on autopilot. You are manually overriding the code. Watch what happens when you do this. You will feel a distinct physical resistance, a flutter in the stomach, or a voice in your head rationalizing why you should just do it the normal way. That voice is the guardian of the loop. It is the sound of your neural grooves trying to pull the wheel back into the rut. Ignore it. That discomfort is the feeling of a new timeline branching off from the dead trunk of your past. You are not just changing a habit. You are creating a bifurcation point, a split in reality, where the future is no longer a copy of the past. This brings us to the final paradox. You cannot escape the prison by hating it. Hatred is a form of attachment. Regret is a form of attachment. As long as you look back at your past with bitterness, you are emotionally handcuffed to it. The demon does not leave because you scream at him. He leaves when you no longer fear him. This is Nietzsche's ultimate weapon, amor fati, the love of fate. To break the eternal return, you must reach a state of internal sovereignty, where you can look at every mistake, every trauma, and every scar and say, I would not change a single pixel, because that pain woke you up. That suffering was the fuel that burned away your illusions. When you accept your script fully, you stop fighting the current. And in that moment of absolute acceptance, the needle lifts. The circle breaks. The Ouroboros uncoils. The closed loop of the return stretches upward and transforms into a spiral. You are still moving, but you are no longer repeating. You are ascending. You are retaining the wisdom of the past without repeating the mechanics of it. You are no longer a character trapped in a rerun. You have become the lucid dreamer, awake inside the simulation, crafting a new timeline with every conscious breath. The screen is about to go black. The algorithm will try to pull you into the next video, the next distraction, the next loop of dopamine. This is your test. Do not let the autoplay decide your next move. Pause. Sit in the silence. Feel the hum of your own existence. Do one thing right now that the old you would never do. Break the pattern. The exit is not in the future. It is here. It is now. Welcome to the spiral.